Okay, everybody, I think we will go ahead and get started. I think I have you all muted now. And we are now recording. Um, and I should be able to, for the most part, see you guys. So if you have any questions as we go, you can raise your hands. I know some of you have the screenshot over, so I can't see it, but we will also have some time at the end to ask questions. So if either I can't see or just miss you, wherever, there will be time at the end to ask questions. So don't worry about that. So, all right. Well, welcome to Go Senior Coach Strong Bootcamp today. My name is not Jameel Frazier, as it says on the screen. It is Brian Blatchley. But I will be the host today, and just introduce myself to you guys. I started the program with Take Shape for Life in August of this 2016, this past year. I started with my wife, Mary. We were wanting to, I'll go a little bit more into my story later on because it's going to be a practice piece, but definitely I wanted to lose weight, feel better, just be healthier for my kids and family, and be able to find something that both help me lose but then sustain it. So fast forward to now, and I've lost nearly 70 pounds now, and am just about at my one of my initial goals, not my final goal, initial goals of being under 200 pounds. So it's going really great. I'm still working at it. It's not always completely easy, but it's definitely worth it. And nothing that's worth it ever is easy. So so I said we started the program in August. In September, my wife and I decided to start coaching, and it was mainly, maybe like a lot of you have, somebody close to you was asking you about it and noticing some of the changes. My parents actually expressed interest in the program, so we decided we might as well coach them. And that's kind of where we got started. And like a lot of you will, some of your first clients will be the people closest to you. So yeah, out of our first five, we had my two parents, my sister, and one of our next door neighbors. So that's kind of somehow how things start for people, and then it's grown from there with our business. From there, we were able to hit senior coach within a couple weeks, and then moved on up kind of one step at a time every month. And just this past December, we hit executive directors, and then this past January, 1 month later, we hit regional director. So my wife, Mary, is currently in Atlanta with a lot of the other fearless leaders right now at Go Global. So I just talked to her this morning, and she's very excited of all the things going on. And you guys may have seen some things about some changes with the fuelings and everything like that. And it looks like that's going to be a great thing for the company, and some really exciting things. So I know I'm excited to try some of those new feelings and everything. So anyway, to get on with the boot camp here. And we'll go ahead, and we're actually going to kind of start with somebody sharing. And I'm going to unmute Kimberly here. And actually, let me get the slideshow up as well. So hopefully you guys can see what I'm talking about. All right. So Kimberly, since you're unmuted, can you see my screen?
I can.
Okay, great. Hurdle one down. Okay, so again, that's first slide there. That's me. And I just went over, and now we're talking to Kim. So, all right, so Kim is going to share a little bit about her health coaching journey. So I'm going to go ahead and hand it on over to her for a few minutes here and let her get started. So Kimberly, go ahead.
Thank you, Brian. I'm really excited to be on this call. I took some notes, so I'm going to follow that because there's some really passionate things that I want to talk about. I became a health coach after I watched my sister, Dawn Donnelly. Some of you may know her. She lost over 60 pounds. She gained an incredible amount of confidence, and she became a health coach. And she quickly found success because she's always been an incredible connector. But she also plugged into all the systems. She did a lot of personal development and went to every single event that she possibly could. So not to mention plugging into the systems and doing all the simple systems, but also her weight loss was very, her before and after is says a lot. It really gets people interested. So I'm watching her do all this, and I was in another company and I was having moderate success, but I see her skyrocket and just helping so many people. So one day I woke up and I thought, that's it. I'm going to do this as a business with her. So my journey wasn't about losing a whole lot of weight. I kind of thought I knew how to do things. And what I quickly found out is that this atmosphere, this team is so much more personal and so much more hands-on and caring. So it was a whole new way of doing things. And while I thought I knew how to bring on new clients, I listened to what everyone told me. I listened to everything that the mentors had to say, and I plugged into all the calls. My favorite saying is, success leaves clues. Well, I was seeing a lot of people have success, so I'm going to do exactly what they tell me to do. So, the first things that we always do, and it's kind of getting out of your comfort zone, is to post on Facebook. Look what I'm doing now, or you use somebody else's before and after, and you wait for people to comment. Well, when you start and you want to hit that cab bonus and you want to get to senior coach right away, you can't rely on your Facebook posts. You have to contact people. So I got to work and I started contacting people. I started calling, texting, and using Facebook Instant Messenger. And in my first 2 weeks, maybe I reached out. I didn't count it exactly. I mean, I have my list, but I probably reached out to about 25 people. And within that group, I was able to find 6 to start the program. So those are pretty good odds. Sometimes you have to reach out to 100 to get to 6, but maybe half of them also knew my sister, and they've been watching her progress and her consistency on Facebook, so that when I reached out and said, hey, I joined my sister, they're like, oh my gosh, whatever she's doing, I want it. So it's you really got to get to work and contacting people. And you always think about contacting people like you don't want to, what do you say? Hi, do you want to lose weight? No, you're going to lose them right away. You want to just genuinely connect with them and say, hi, how you doing? What's going on? By the way, I'm doing this new thing, and you just make it a conversation. So again, my personal story isn't one of a significant weight loss, but I am losing weight. I'm on the program. I love it. I feel incredible. My clothes are fitting better. So that's my story. And my story is not going to resonate with everybody out there. So what I do is I use my sister's story or other people on my team. If it is somebody who has a lot of weight to lose, I'll use my sister's story because that's going to resonate with them. My story won't. If it's somebody who is home and maybe just wants to feel a little bit better, fit into pants a little bit better, summer's coming up, maybe I will use my story because I want to interest them in becoming a health coach themselves. So basically, this 0 to 5, you can't wait until you get to your goal. You can't wait until your before and after is amazing. I don't have a before and after. We're probably taken, the two pictures here were probably taken within a week apart. But I'm excited. I'm on the scale on the one on the right, and I am feeling good. So you're going to earn while you learn and while you lose weight. Don't wait till you get to your goal, because if you do that, you're making the business about you, and the business isn't about you. The business is about who you can help, who out there is praying, wishing, hoping that someone's going to come to them and give them this incredible opportunity. And maybe it is weight loss, or maybe it's somebody that you wouldn't even approach because you don't think they have weight to lose, but maybe they want financial and time freedom. Maybe they want to be able to be home with their kids. Maybe it's a situation you don't even know about, that maybe their situation might be changing. They might be losing their job and they don't have anything and they're scared. They might be someone who you think is successful. Health coaching can perfectly fit in with anybody. So don't make this business about you. Don't be nervous. Don't say, I'm not ready. I haven't met my goal with weight loss. Go out there and make it about everyone that is dying to hear about this opportunity, this program, to feel better, to get healthy, to make some extra money. Share it with everybody. And in those shares, you're going to find the people who need you. The other thing that is very, very passionate to me is definitely plug into every single call, every single training, spend time on the phone, Zoom with your mentors, hang out in person. When you start listening to the calls, let's say you only listen to the first calls one time when you first start. Well, you're not going to pick up that pearl of wisdom until you hear them over and over again. Because as you grow and as you learn, you're going to get better at one skill, and then you're comfortable with that, but then you can tackle the next skill, which is, three-way calls or following up with your binder book or making your contacts list. So continually plug into the calls, go to every event, hang out with your health coach. It gives you the confidence. Like if you look at your coach, your mentor, they have this confidence about them. It just always seem like they just attract people? Well, it's true. They do. And it's because of their confidence. It's because they believe. And when we're just starting out with one or two clients, we're so out of our comfort zone that we don't have that confidence. But the only way to get it is to just plug in and talk to your mentor and follow what they do. Just one more thing I just wanted to go over, which is another important thing to me that I've really embraced in the past year, is personal development. We all use motivational quotes. Well, some of those authors have incredible books like John Maxwell, Les Brown, Eric Worre is one of my favorites. Jim Rohn is the king. Those are just some ideas, but definitely be growing in your personal development. Wake up every day, set your intention for the day, be grateful for what you have. Maybe be grateful, write a list of 3 things you're grateful for every day, and then live a positive life and write out your schedule and contact your 2 to 10 people a day. And you're going to get there. You're going to get the senior coach before you know it. So in ending, I just want to say that, you can do this. It's not easy, but it's simple. So the hard part is getting it out of our head and getting that stuff that we talk to ourselves and maybe talk ourselves out of approaching that person that you're standing next to in the line. So we can all be successful in this. And thank goodness that we have our mentors to show us the way. And Brian, I love your story. I love how quickly you and Mary have skyrocketed and are just helping so many people. And I'm following in your footsteps. I want to be right behind you. Thank you.
Okay, Kimberly, thank you very much. That was great. And she made my job very easy. She talked a lot about things that we'll be going over today in this presentation. So that really reiterated a lot of things that I'm going to be going over with you. Yeah, one thing I know Kimberly said that really stood out to me, and I think is a very, very good point. Is especially for new coaches, don't wait to share your story. You don't have to be at your ultimate goal. I'm still, I'm still not there, and I think I was in that kind of place too, where, I guess I didn't want to feel ready, part of it because it was scary. But, to be honest, when Mary and I got started, she just snapped a picture of me and kind of did it for me, and posted it, and boom, there was so much, response from that. And, it just, you'll be amazed at how much, you guys getting personal, sharing your story. And it doesn't have to be some spectacular story yet, because it will be. People will be watching you along your way. And, even if people aren't, they may look at it like, oh, yeah, they're doing something here, but let's see where they are in 3 months. And in 3 months, when they see that you're still posting about your continued journey and how successful you've been with this and everything like that, they will start to come around and be believers as well. So that was a very good point, because I think that's maybe a little bit of I guess a mistake, or the things that new coaches do generally make. And I was included in those. It just it was kind of scary to live out loud. But it's so worth it when you do, because one, you will get so much positive feedback and reaffirmation about what you're doing. And also just, you will see the people flock to you, and you just never know. So get those stories out there, start living out loud, and you'll take off from there. You really will. Okay. So we'll, from that, kind of transition into more of what we'll be going over today. So a little bit of a recap, I think, from the other boot camps that have been going on this month, whether you've been on them or if this is your first time. This is just a little bit of a chance to kind of go back and maybe where you should be, or should starting to get to, leading up to this point. So explore calls, starting to feel comfortable with that call. Going over the outline of a 3-way call, you might see it there on the screen, and that's available. That should be available to you. Hopefully you printed that off, when you started to sign up as a coach. I know I did. And hopefully some of you have been able to do some explore calls with your coaching team, and hearing those, how they go. Hopefully you all have a pretty wide net of coaches that are available to help you, because it definitely helps to hear different styles and different people do it, because you'll end up picking up pieces from each one of those people, and potentially using it into your flow of when you do those calls. Getting used to the type of questions your mentor asks your clients on those calls. Hopefully one thing you're definitely hearing, and one thing we'll talk several times today about, is getting to know their why. That's where you start, and that's where you start your story. What is your why? When you're on a call, and get to know them first. Why are they interested? Because as I'm sure you'll find, a lot of times it goes beyond weight loss. Maybe they're just not feeling well. Maybe there's health issues that may not be real transparent that they need help with. So maybe it's not for them. Maybe it's for a loved one, the reason they reached out to you. So yes, definitely get to know their why, and why they're interested in the program. The well-being tracker, and that again is on your screen here. You should be filling out those for all your calls you're on, whether or not they're people that end up signing up or people that are not yet. When you put those binders together, you can have a section for both of those. So that helps definitely to keep things organized and jot down some of the notes you've made on there. And those are always definitely something we go back and back and back to when the client's journey continues. So, then getting comfortable with the system. Just ways to help out. One, clients that have set up on your program, and also people that you've done those explore calls with. Follow-up emails. Sending them information that you might be able to find in your office in motion. Hopefully you're getting familiar. You're all on Zoom here, and hopefully are getting familiar with how to use that. That can be a great tool to actually do a Zoom call with, if you can get that person to, maybe have that available to them, because then you actually get to see them face to face. And then having your client trackers binders set up. And let's see, I wanted to maybe just hopefully show you guys mine here, or ours, I should say, since I probably had very little to do with putting this together. But let's get back a little bit. Just in case you haven't did this, we just, and I credit Carrie Fraser a lot for helping us out here. I believe he's on the call here, but we have tabs for all our clients, and for each day of the week that they weigh in, going through Monday through Saturday. It tends to be Monday is kind of a heavy day. Where a lot of people start on Mondays. So then every day of the week, and then we have a tab for clients that we've done calls with, but they're not quite interested yet. So that's where those well-being trackers that people that you've maybe done the calls but haven't signed up yet will go. And then also, this is maybe something you haven't gotten to yet, but you will as the months go on here, but your map, we have a place for that in the back there. So real simple, not real hard, quick find, but should have something like this kind of at your desk and computer, as you go forward here. All right, so let's see if I can get back to the slideshow here. Okay. Yeah, sorry, let me zoom up. Still learning some Zoom things here. Okay. Okay, sorry about this. Sorry. Okay. All right, let me start over here. Sorry. All right, share screen. What can I get back to where I was? Okay, so I'll decide why I can see you guys. Denise, if you can see at least my cursor where the slideshow is, can you nod your head? So I'm seeing a no. Well, now I have it up now, but I can't see you guys. Hey, Carrie.
Yes, hi, I'm here.
I'm on meeting news. Can you,
What's the
maybe
problem?
here?
You see share screen?
Uh, I'm on, yes, I see share screen. I think I have it.
Okay.
Okay, wait.
Wait, there you go. Now we see your screen.
All right.
There we go.
Okay, I thought I had it clicked on and it wasn't. So got
Yeah.
it there.
Awesome.
Okay, now we're
Okay.
back in business. All right.
Yay.
Okay. Sorry for that, everybody. Thanks for sticking with me. Okay. Okay, so what's next? Once you've maybe had those 5 or 6 calls from that you've made and with your coaching group, and what have you learned? Hopefully, you've learned out how to find their why. And again, that's important. Um, you know, um, because you definitely want to make the call about them. It's not about you necessarily and what they're doing. It's what they want to accomplish and how you can help them to get there. So definitely get to know that why. And again, I hear it all the time, but it's definitely true. We're definitely caring and sharing. We're not selling, and it hopefully doesn't come across as you're selling. For me, I haven't mentioned this. My full-time job, I'm a physical therapist. I've never really had a sales type job. I have a medical background, and I guess that makes it a little easier for me. A lot of you maybe come from a sales background where it may be a little bit different, um, because I think in general basis, while yes, I have to sell people on why it is, they may come see me for physical therapy and how I can help them. It's kind of the same way, they're not buying anything. You're there for their help, so definitely you don't want to come off as desperate. Don't worry about it if you don't have them ready to go right then and there on the call. I think what I find for the most part is that most people, once you do that call, most of them take a couple, 2 or 3 days to think about it, and then they're ready to go after those 2 to 3 days. So, and usually they appreciate that ability to give them time to mull it over, talk to their family and things like that without feeling pressured to sign up there on the call. And then also sometimes when people feel pressure, they may decide later, like, this wasn't for me, and they end up not following through on the program. So, okay, now it comes time for a little game we're going to play here. So I would like everybody to get out a sheet of paper. And what we're going to do here is kind of on the slide here. We're going to, the rules are we're going to try to write down as much as 100. We're just going to do this in 60 seconds. So if anybody can write 100 names down in 60 seconds, I'll be impressed. But but we're going to go through this program, and then make sure we're doing this because there is a little prize here at the end, and I'll tell you that when we're done. A little hint there: you might be able to use names in your cell phone. So, all right. So, can I get some nods of the head of people if you have your pens and paper ready? Okay, very good. All right. So we'll go on your mark, get set, go. Okay, pens or pencils down. That's 60 seconds. So, okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and unmute you all. Some of you I can see, some of I can't. So I'll have you raise your hands or say yes if you wrote 10 names down.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, did anybody not get 10 names down? Okay, how about 20? Got a couple no's. Tammy, Ty, Carrie, did we get 20 down?
I only got 10.
No, I got 12.
I got about 20.
Okay, did that have a whoop?
Yeah.
All right, Carrie, I think I didn't have you unmuted. How about you, Carrie?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I got about 20. Actually, once I started thinking about people, then I just thought about their relatives too. So that kind of helped.
Okay, great.
Mm-hmm.
Did anybody get over 20?
No.
No. Okay, Carrie's the winner.
No, that's not fair.
Gary always wins.
Yeah.
No.
Well, that was a good trick to think of relatives. Carrie, I have down here the prize will be that you'll get a one-on-one coaching session with Jamil, and
Oh, interesting.
that's
Awesome. Perfect.
So I will make sure Jamil follows through on that. If not, we'll get somebody else really awesome
Yeah.
to get you some one-on-one help there. So
Awesome.
um,
Can I give that to someone else?
That's really good.
all right, so we'll get you all back muted here as I go on. So, all right, so that contact list is something that you should keep going on and try to get 100 names down eventually. And so keep going on that list because that's going to be important. And one thing hopefully you didn't skip over people. Like if you're looking through your phone, hopefully you didn't skip over somebody because you thought they wouldn't be interested or it wasn't for them or anything like that. Definitely something I found in coaching is you never know. You just never know. You never know who is either interested in the program. Maybe they can be a referral source or maybe they're interested in coaching. So you just never know until you have that conversation. And there's definitely people in my life and, that have started with us that, yes, I was surprised when they reached out to us and wanted to know more about the program and eventually sign up for the program. But you just never know. We can see the outside, but we can't always see the inside, how people feel about themselves. And we don't know their entire history of, a time in their life when they may have been healthier and want to get back to that point. So definitely don't exclude anybody as you make that list. Okay. So, like I said, it's good right away as you start coaching to share your story. So this slide's a very good one. This is maybe construction of how you want to put your story together. So where were you before TSFL? And just like an Explore call, you want to start with your why. Why did you start with this program, or why did you start coaching? Like Kimberly said, she wasn't necessarily starting coaching with the idea of she needed to make a big transformation with her health, but she wanted to start coaching to help people. She'd seen the difference that her sister Dawn had made in people's lives and things like that. But how do you feel? How did you feel, I should say? What were you frustrated with about your life? Just a general overview of what life was like for you. And then from there you transition into, once you joined the program, what happened? How did you feel? What did you experience? What changed? What did you gain? What did you lose? And then from there, why did you decide to become a health coach? And obviously the answer to that probably shouldn't be to make a lot of money or anything like that. It should be, because I felt so good about what I was experiencing that I wanted to share it with people and help as many as I can, so that's legitimately why, I think probably most of you started. Next slide is, we're going to go a little practice, and this practice will just be, kind of me going through my story. So, and I think when I did share my story on Facebook, and I think mine was pretty close to this outline that you had on the previous slide. So back in August, I was at the heaviest I've ever been in my life. I was just kind of tired all the time. I didn't have any energy. I didn't like the way I looked. I didn't like the way my clothes felt. It was a big change from, my previous younger life. I was an athlete in my younger life, and not only that, an endurance athlete. I was a track and field and cross country runner in college, and a successful one. And then, as of August this year, I was left in a place where I would get out of breath just walking up and down stairs. I didn't feel attractive. I didn't feel attractive to my wife. I didn't feel like I was a great role model for my kids. I had doubts in my mind, if my kids were proud of their dad because of the way I looked and the way I felt. Those doubts were, I think, unwarranted. I have a very supportive family, but either way, those doubts aren't something that anybody wants to feel. So that's the way I felt when I started this program. And what has changed for me since beginning the program, I've lost that weight. I'm as light as I've been in just about 8 years now. I've gained a lot of confidence. I do feel like I'm more attractive now, and have been able to reconnect with my wife that way. My kids, say it to us. It's great. They say, "I'm so glad you've been healthy, that you're a healthier dad now, that there's less of you to love, so to speak." I feel so much better, have so much energy. I started to become a heavy snorer. I know within 2 to 3 weeks of starting the program, my wife mentioned to me that you aren't snoring anymore, or it's very soft. And in some ways it was scary to her because she was worried if I was there breathing in bed. And I could tell at that time just how much better my sleep had gotten, and how that, obviously played into the increased energy levels as well, because I was sleeping so much better. And there's on and on from there, all the physical changes that have taken place. My clothes fit great, and actually they don't fit as great anymore because they become small. So now I'm at the point of having to buy new clothes, and tough problem to have. So now I chose to become a health coach because, I had the opportunity to help some people that I love very dearly, that were also in a similar situation to me. I wanted accountability. I wanted to be a coach so that I would continue with my journey, so that I could continue to be a role model for other people, and to keep the weight off and to keep staying healthy. I needed to be out there as somebody that people could look forward to, because that has definitely helped both keep me going and will help sustain me for years to come. I just wanted to share the program. I felt so strongly about it that, I wanted other people to know about it and feel the way I felt. And that's a big way of giving back and paying it forward. Okay. so that's my story. Now that was actually a little long, as you would even be on the phone with somebody, yeah, you may talk that long on the phone. Definitely, if you're sharing your story on Facebook, it wouldn't be that wordy, I guess, but it would have those similar, components in it. So hopefully that, some of those things may have sounded familiar to you guys or something you felt. And I think there's similar stories throughout the program that you'll see. So, all right, moving on. The basics of client acquisition. What are you excited about? Do you know your story? We just went over it, but not only have you gone over it, started it, do you know it like the back of your hand, like you do, or your birthday? It should be something that just rolls off your tongue and you know exactly what to say. And definitely, that first question there, what are you excited about? My wife Mary does a tremendous job of this. When she's on a call, she just sounds so excited and enthusiastic that people really are drawn to that, and she's able to get them excited. And that's something that I'm a little bit more flat than she is, so sometimes I have to work a little harder to show my enthusiasm. Even if I feel that way, sometimes it doesn't come across. But I think for some people that know me and I'm talking to them, normally if I'm a little bit more reserved and I'm go on and on and on and on about this program, while maybe I shouldn't be going on about myself or the program, they see how excited I am about it and they say, wow, this is different. This is a different Brian than I knew. This must be something cool. Who you share your story with? And hint, we just wrote them down. And like I said, as you expand your list, it will go from there. What will you say? Definitely, if something comes up a lot, when you're just approached, maybe somebody is, talking to you, don't just go into spewing stuff about the program, say, oh, hi, how are you doing? What do if it's something I haven't seen in a while, get reconnected. Don't just tell them like, oh, hey, I'm glad you asked me what was going on. I'm doing Take Shape for Life. It's called a 5-in-1 program. It's great. I lose weight. It's easy. Let's do it. And they're like, okay, I'll get back to you. And you probably just, obviously you make it more about yourself than them. So, but yeah, you definitely want that person to get into about what they're interested in and how they really feel, and get them to explore how they feel. So that's why you have to start with them and their why. Okay, and then when they or somebody they know become interested, what do you say them through? We've kind of gone through this, getting to know their why, getting to know their backstory and their health backstory. And that way you can talk about how the program is going to be beneficial to them and effective. Okay. All right, so we've made our contact list. So we may just start the conversation with them via phone, text, social media. Just start off and say, hi, how you doing? What's going on? We want these conversations to be authentic, true. It's, again, if you just jump right in and start telling them about the program, they're going to be, why are they just telling me this? Do they think I need this? Why do they think I have a problem? And they'll back off and probably won't even engage in the conversation. Be more interested in them by asking them questions rather than you being interesting. So again, these calls, these conversations, these just initial getting to know them, it's about them. And eventually, you'll share your story, but again, the majority is about them. Look for that opening to bring up your health and your story. Definitely don't force that. it may not even come up in your first conversation. Maybe reconnect with somebody you haven't talked to in a while. Maybe you make plans to get together for coffee, lunch, whatever, and then usually during that opportunity, it may be a chance to bring it up, and they'll get to see you and see maybe some of the changes you made, and they're going to ask you. So that's going to be your opening. And then definitely, it's happened to me. If you've been approached, kind of in the hallway at work or something like that, if the conversation starts there, you may want to, chances are you can't go through a whole interest call in the hallway at work. You might want to say, hey, I'd love to tell you about this and get to know you and kind of what you're looking for. Can we set up a call together? So get it moved to the phone so that we can get on those calls with them. And get the word out with these connections. If you follow the practice of getting to know those connections, the word's going to spread, and it'll move quickly. And before you know it, a lot more people know what you're doing. All right. So again, a little bit more on getting the word out. So we want to get connected to the world. So we want to connect authentically to them, not necessarily with the philosophy of trying to get them, yet trying to have them connect to us in their world. We want to utilize leverage and the power of our stories and our passion that we want to help others. So we talked to them about making a connection to get connected to those in their world. So, and then their world may expand to other people. And that's how those connections really pay off further and further into your business. Okay. This is a getting the word out outline. I think to save a little time on the call here, I'm not going to do the role playing of this, but this is kind of how these conversations should look. Hi Brian, this is Tammy. How are you? And then from there, I have a question. Do you have a minute? Yes. Do you want to hear something exciting? Yes, sure. Of course, they're going to say yes. And then you can go into your story. Again, probably not as long as I had before, but keep it short. And then you go into transition from your story of coaching. Now I'm helping other people to get healthy as well. I want to get the word out about this program. It has made such a difference for me. People I don't. And again, it may not be something they're interested in. And so, but they may know people that they have on their mind that they've been thinking of and wish that they would get healthy, would be a loved one. So, and again, you can show your passion about wanting to help as many people as you can. So that's why we're asking. So, sorry, as most of you with kids know, your kids show up on Explorer calls very often. So, okay. So then you want to follow up with an email or another, a text message, saying like, hey, it was great talking to you. Let me know if you have anybody in mind for you or anybody else. So, okay. So the keys to success in these conversations: be authentic and real. Make it short while you're just making connections. You don't want to make the conversation all about you. Tell your story with enthusiasm, passion. Like I didn't do before, right around a minute with your story. Ask them for help. Let them feel your heart and your how passionate you are about helping others. Again, they know people you don't, and some of those people could use you, even if it's not the person you're talking to directly. And if you're interested, and if they are interested for someone, let them know you're still new and you want to get on a call, and that there may be another coach on the line because you're still getting to know the system and things like that. So, all right. So maybe we can take a quick water break, as you should be drinking water, and my daughter is asking for water. I'm going to grab her a cup of water real quick so she's not yelling over me here. So I'll be right back. Okay, I apologize that for hiccup number 2. Fortunately, like I said, my wife's in Atlanta, so I have 3 kids that are still unpredictable. So, okay, so I believe we are finishing up with this slide, and hopefully you've had a chance to kind of look at this more as I was doing there. So the system, send that follow-up email. This is maybe something that you've even had, kind of put together, can save and just make, little changes to personalize it when you send it out. And then also that email should have a link to your website. So hopefully you all should have your branded and unbranded websites that you set up as you set up for coaches. If you haven't, ask your health coach about that, your business coach, and they should help get you that set up. Friend them on Facebook, that's pretty self-explanatory. Add their email to your connections group. If you haven't started connections group, you will. That's something that's very important. I know a lot of coaches, including us, send out a newsletter every week, and some of those people in our connections group, and these may be people that aren't necessarily clients or even done interest calls with, they're just people that maybe see recipes that we're posting online and are interested into them, and usually we segue that into asking them, hey, would you like to be part of our connections group? And then we've definitely had some clients come from that group that just are receiving those emails and kind of we're dripping on them, so to speak, as they are maybe think more and more about the program. And sometimes those connections takes weeks and weeks and weeks to pay off, but they do. So follow up with them in a few days to see if they have any questions or if any friends came to mind. That's pretty self-explanatory, whether it be via text, phone, or social media. You can follow up with them there. And then, send in a light touch email to your connections every 2 weeks to keep them updated about your progress. So that kind of goes into, starting your story early on, even if you might not be at your goal. People will want to see your continued success. And the more you post, like, hey, I'm still going. I lost another 10 pounds since I posted last. Again, people are watching. And some of them are actually watching to see if you fail. And when you continue to post and post and post that you're not failing, they start to understand that, that this isn't something that is just a fly-by-night thing, and that those people will pay off in the end. So, and a lot of those people, they may go try something else first. We've had a lot of people that tried another program and things like that eventually end up coming back to us even after we've talked to them. So, okay. All right. Then purpose of making these connections, not to get the person as a client. Many of them may want to know the information in themselves, but then if they don't feel it's for them, maybe something else. But for those that want, we want to try to move that to an explore call. Just those conversations, getting that to a call. Many of the connections will send you your friends, coworkers, and family members, especially if they feel that you care. So even if they feel like it's not for them, if they see how passionate you are and how helpful you're being, that they'll refer people to you. And then even you can put the thought in there, hey, maybe you want to coach them. So that goes into even growing your business further at that point. Many of them won't be ready right now, but again, as we just went over, as you start living out loud on Facebook, they'll want to know more information. And again, at that point, you want to move into an explore call. Many of these connections will get emails for months and months and months, and even though it still may not be for you, they'll continue to send you referrals. So as you get those referrals from them, get them on the phone. Get them on the phone. That's the process here. So once you explain the process, say, see how easy this is. All we need to do is be excited. Live out loud, authentically care, love, and connect with people. Put them into a system. Continue to expand your contest list, and folks will come. All right, and then we want to set goals. Try to make anywhere from 2 to 10 connections per day. In 1 month, that's 54 to 280 new connections. So if you're able to do this, your business will take off. And not only take off, but it'll have sustainable success. And those connections will continue to multiply as time goes on. They'll not only be that person, but their family, loved ones, and people in them, and so on and so forth. And it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But if you start off like this, then it will grow immensely. Okay, here are your action steps for this week, and this I'll post this in the Facebook group, so it will be available. But this is things we want to start to work on this week. Call your coach today and practice your story. Now, a lot of your coaches may actually be in Atlanta. So maybe you message them today and say, hey, can we get on the phone tomorrow and practice my story? But either way, get connected with them soon. So if we haven't got our story out, we're doing it quick. Go over that contact list and try to get 30 names on your list this week. That's about 4 per day. Hopefully that's doable. Again, all the conversation starts out with is, hi, how are you doing? So getting to know the system, continuing to set up your follow-up emails and things of that nature. Set up your client tracking binder if you haven't already. It's usually something that people do right away. It's not very hard, and then that just makes everything so much more organized. And then let's see if we can get 2 new clients this week. If you're making those connections, I bet you will. And that will put you on track to getting senior coach very soon, if not already. So, okay, we are going to open things up for questions here. I am unmuting anybody right now. So, does anybody have any questions? Either raise your hands or say something.
Here.
Denise, did you have a question?
Yeah, are you gonna put a little synopsis about this entire conversation on Facebook so we can go back to it? I mean, I did shoot some pictures and take some notes, but I do also know I missed a few things.
Okay. Yes, I will. Both the playback I've been recording and that playback will be posted, but also that last slide that we just saw, the action steps, I'll also post on the Go Senior Coach on group there. So yes, that will be available. Yeah, I know some of those things we went through quicker than others, and you may want to go back and review those. So
thank you.
If you didn't get that down, yeah, the playbacks will always be available there. And you can even fast forward through the parts where I couldn't get the screen up and I had to get my daughter over there. So
that's part of life.
Yes, I know. Like I said, your kids and other things will become part of your Explorer calls. Definitely, they're always unpredictable. So,
thank you.
Okay. Did anybody else have any questions? Okay. Well. Thanks for being on the call. It took about an hour, it looks like, with a couple little short interludes there. But I appreciate everybody being on. And like I said, the playback and action steps will be available to you. So get to work on those things, and I think you guys will see it take off for you. So we all look forward to seeing that happen and seeing your rank up alerts here pretty soon. So
Thanks,
okay.
Brian.
Thank you.
Everybody has a great week, and we'll be talking to you later.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.